Welcome to this video. Today I wanted to share and talk about one of my favorite books ever. It's called Laws of the Spirit World by Khorshed Bhavnagri. Now this book is a product of automatic writing, and Khorshed Bhavnagri actually was an Indian Parsi woman. She unfortunately lost two of her sons in a tragic car accident in the 80s, and someone who was living in their vicinity was doing automatic writing, and I believe they reached out to them, she and her husband, and conveyed the messages from their deceased sons. And with the help of her sons, by channeling their spirit through automatic writing, she was actually guided to write this book. Now, I love this book so much. I read it years ago, but it is a book you can pick up, and if you leaf through any of the pages, you are bound to get newfound wisdom, and it has such clear instructions on how to live your life. I would recommend this book for anybody who's into spirituality, who is spiritually enlightened and enjoys researching the paranormal, parapsychology, your soul's journey on earth, and all that good stuff. I myself have at least 4 copies of this book. I gifted it to people who were interested in this field, and I also have a Kindle version and the hard copy. It is a life-changing book. Now, if you don't know what automatic writing is, I'll just read a little bit about that for you from my Kindle. Now, in the book, it does say not to practice automatic writing, because you should practice it with someone under the guidance of someone who is an experienced automatic writer. So basically, automatic writing is where you write messages channeled from the spirit world. I believe that might be, that is correct. That is automatic writing. And I want to share some popular highlights from this book with you. I love this book, and I am sure that you will as well. So definitely try and give it a read, and let me share some highlights with you about this. It's just one of those books that stay with you throughout your life. It is not just a book to be read once. It is, I consider it to be, I can equate it with the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita. You go back to it time and again for lessons, for guidance on how to live your life. And they're such important reminders. For example, let me share something with you. Let me just read a little bit about this book for you, okay? Khorshed and Rumi Bhavnagri lost their sons Vispi and Ratu in a tragic car crash. With both their sons gone, the couple felt they would not survive for long. They had lost all faith in God until a miraculous message from the spirit world gave them hope and sent them on an incredible journey. Okay, so I got my book on Kindle. It's easily available anywhere, I believe. And let me share some highlights from this book. There's so much to learn in this book. Any page, even if you're done reading this book, if you pick it up with any page that you leaf through, you will definitely learn something new again. Sorry about all the honking outside. I live right across the main road. I mean, the highway is just across my balcony. That's why there's all the honking noise. I'm so sorry about that. Bear with me. Now, since you're on Earth, you have more scope to try to improve yourself. Once you come to the spirit world, you progress very slowly. So if you really want to improve yourself, do it now. Yes, now is most important. And your inner motive, a genuine desire to change for the better, is the only thing that matters. Your intent is the only thing that matters if you want to change for the better. Your inner desire must be to reach God Almighty by leading a true, honest, and kind life. A person may be quite ordinary, and no one may bother to look at him twice, or no one may even care to answer his humble questions. He may be a nobody in your world, but in the spirit world, he may even be higher than any famous man on earth. So you see, for you on earth, it is difficult to judge a real good soul from an evil soul. There's a vast difference between these souls, but you would still never be able to differentiate between them because you're absolutely blind to the vibrations and the aura of a soul. And then the reader is also advised to communicate with the other side safely. Take guidance so that you aren't fooled or dragged to a lower level by constant company and influence of evil souls. And then there's a part in the book that says the devil does not exist. It is said that there is a devil who will tempt you. Well, let us tell you that there is no devil. Now, let us tell you who's saying that. These are her sons who are giving her the message. Remember, as I said? So let us tell you that there is no devil in our universe, but there are as many devils as there are evil people. Here on lower levels of spirit world, as well as on your earth plane. In the spirit world, you don't have to fear evil souls because they don't harm you, or a bad soul to fool you, because all souls are living in harmony on the other side. They love to help each other. They never harm anybody. Bad souls live together and fool each other. They have jealousy, dishonesty, and bad feelings for each other. Many kind souls from higher realms will go to their help and try to bring them out of their misery. If these so-called bad souls, those who have no conscience, they are abusive, but even if they pray once, help is sent immediately. I remember reading this in James Van Prague's books as well, that even those we call evil, like negative people, they are who do horrible things. Apparently God is so kind that he sends guiding angels for them as well. But the only problem is that it takes them time to really change and move on for the better, and to even recognize help when it is sent. Okay, so let me share some more highlights. This is really important. I found this very important in the book. Each human being has 3 missions: to improve spiritually, to selflessly serve others, to use individual gifts and talents for the growth of others. Human beings are on earth to change for the better. You can realize your full potential as a spirit being in a physical body when you change from within. Self-improvement is your first mission. To change and walk on the godly good path no matter what the circumstances or obstacles are in your life. On earth, there will always be negative forces. Earth is a spiritual battleground. Earth is a spiritual battleground, and the only way to prove your moral strength is to choose light when darkness is overwhelming. Fighting evil does not mean you have to be vocal about it. Judge people or go to great lengths to expose them. Exposing evil is important, but not when you endanger yourself or your loved ones. However, you must not use this as an excuse to be cowardly yourself. The best way to fight evil is to be brave and simply do what is right. Every single time, do what is right. This is what it means to be on the godly good path. Without change, there can be no growth. And it also says when you follow the guidance of your subconscious mind, change becomes a natural part of who you are, a natural part of your being. And you change gracefully step by step. And of course, when you change gracefully, you're able to handle tests and you're able to pay off your negative karma as well because you are using your subconscious mind. Also, you can use your good karma, your spiritual gifts and blessings for the greater good. These come your way only when you are on the right path. When you change gracefully, you are doing your best to bring God's plan into effect. I really do believe this. When we are vibrating on a higher level, we are being authentic with good intention for everybody, including ourselves. We are letting God work through us. You're letting God flow through you, and you're not stained or influenced by other people who are lost, or they might be spiritually drained. And self-improvement and change must be undertaken for the right reasons. And sometimes people, I remember, let me share one thing about this book, this instant. There was a man who used to do a lot of social service for others, and he loved the fame he got in return and the recognition. The people, I'm not really sure about the exact details because it's been a while since I've read this book, but he even had a lot of villagers, or where he was doing social service, those people, they erected a statue in his name to honor him, and he loved that. He loved the fame that came along with doing social service. And lo and behold, when this person passed away, when he went to the other realm, he was shocked to see that he was in one of the lower realms, because apparently there are different spiritual realms. And based on how evolved you are on this side, it determines where you'll go on the other side. And this individual was so egoistical, he was really shocked that he was in the lower planes of, you can call heaven or hell. It was a lower spiritual plane, basically. And there were angels there, and he was outrageous. Like, he was furious as to why is he doing there. When it dawned upon him that he's no longer alive on this side, and he has passed away. So these angels came and they asked him, now be honest with yourself. Did you do all this social service and your whole life? Was it based on selfless serving and love for others, or was it based on your ego, to boost your ego? That's why they say that it's so important. It's so important to forget all the good deeds that you do. Like, don't seek appreciation for that as if you deserve a medal of honor for all the good deeds that you're doing. Do it out of the kindness of your heart. Do it because it makes you happy. There's no need to go and take pictures of human beings you're feeding if you're feeding the poor or stray animals. It's fine if you do it for yourself, if you want a memory, but it's not good if you are publicizing that look at me, I did this, and I deserve to have a statue erected in my name, which is exactly what it says in this book. You should forget about it. The moment you do something nice for someone else, don't keep a track record of that. Just be selfless. Do it for the sake of goodness. Do it for the sake of being a good person. And the reason why I wanted to share this is because I feel there are a lot of people out there like that. I personally have a client of mine who is exactly like this. And it is sad, but it's very hard to get through to certain people. And this book also says, it does highlight how, how there are negative people on this earth who do a lot of negative things, and we say that they have no morality, they have no conscience, they have no soul. Well, guess what? It is true, because their consciousness is asleep. So in order to wake that up in them, the sense of right from wrong, in order to wake that up in them, their consciousness, to raise it, you have to pray for them. And the chances are highly unlikely that they will even acknowledge that there's something wrong with them. But that is very much real. It does happen. Sometimes people go around doing such bad things, and it could be that they don't have their actual consciousness, has gone to sleep a long time back. That's why they see no difference in what they're doing as wrong. They don't even perceive hurting others as something wrong. So it does talk about this in this book. And I wanted to share something really beautiful. It has to do with prayers. So let me read that from this book. Contrary to what people on earth think, prayer is not invisible. When you pray, your thoughts, words, and feelings travel to the spirit world in the form of a ray of light. We in the spirit world can see millions and millions of ray of lights traveling from earth towards us. The brightness or strength of each ray of light depends on the sincerity and urgency of each prayer. God has chosen good souls in the spirit world to work with him and help him answer prayers. These spirit souls are specially trained with respect to answering human calls for help. To answer a prayer, these souls send positive rays of light back to the person on earth. That is why the word prayer consists of the word ray, R-A-Y. Prayers are essentially positive rays of light. I found that to be so comforting and reassuring to read. And does God listen to our prayers? There's a section in this book about this. Does God listen to our prayers? When you pray, God is listening to your prayer. However, he is doing so through his angels, who intercept these prayers. Sometimes people pray for life, for their own survival, or for the survival of their loved ones. If they are good souls, they are given healing energy so that they have the strength to recover or to simply endure physical pain, or to, if that is their karma. Sometimes people pray because they're confused. They don't know how to help themselves or someone close to them. So their prayers are answered in the form of guidance or a message that is sent through the subconscious mind. After receiving this message, the person will have clarity. Certain calls for help are so urgent and even complicated that spirit souls of the realm, Certain calls for help are so urgent and even complicated that spirit souls have to consult the high good soul of the realm. But please understand that eventually all souls who answer prayers have to work with God's guidance and blessings. So yes, He does listen to your prayers if they are sincere and genuine. And then there's a question, why do so many prayers go unanswered? Some people have genuinely prayed from the very depth of their being, yet their prayers have gone unanswered. Why is this so? Your prayers will be answered only if what you pray for is good for you. There are many times when human beings pray for something that they think is good for them. When you think of things that are good for you, you think of them from an earthly point of view, but think of them from a spiritual perspective. If what you pray for you hinders your spiritual growth in any way, the prayer will never be answered. So the next time you pray for something and it's not answered, understand that what you prayed for would not have been good for your soul. Also, whether a prayer will be answered at the right time or not is not in your hands. It is in God's hands. That's why they always say God's timing is perfect. And you shouldn't try to force things. You should be like a river, just flowing through uninterrupted by all the rocks or boulders in the stream. I actually heard Dr. Wayne Dyer say that once. But anyway, let me get back to this. When you look back at an unanswered prayer, you realize that it was not the right time for God to grant you your wish. Ask God to do what is best for you. In this manner, you're making sure that whatever happens will be for your spiritual growth. When you are asking God to do what is best, you are handing your life to a higher power that knows everything. It is a prayer of surrender. And also, your prayer should be genuine and sincere. That is very, very important. It cannot be half-hearted or mechanical. The sincerity and faith in your prayer is what gives it power. And the manner in which angels respond to your prayer depends entirely on the purity and motive of your call for help. And it must be selfless and not materialistic. It says you need food, clothing, and shelter to survive on earth, but it is wrong to ask for luxuries. Luxury creates an imbalance that hinders your growth. Ask God to provide enough for your comfort. Also, if you're a person who prays only for material well-being, your prayers will not be answered. The most important thing to remember is that you should pray for spiritual growth of others as well. This is what makes a prayer selfless. And also, your karma will never be wiped out by prayer. So you have to see to it that it does not interfere with your karma. And it also says this, I found this really interesting. If you do not pray, or if you lose faith in God when your prayers are not answered, then angels cannot send you light, and it will be harder for you to go through obstacles on earth. There are many people on earth who start praying after they have done something bad, believing that by praying their sins will be wiped out. But that's why your karma is not wiped out just by praying. After you do something bad, you can't magically erase that. So make sure you're on the right path. If you are on the godly good path, you deserve protection and healing, your prayer will be answered. So again, assure yourself that someone is listening to your call. No prayer goes unanswered. You have to believe with all your heart. If you believe, you're already halfway there. It's so important to believe and not give up on your hope. Even when you are just at the brink of giving up, you shouldn't, because you don't know what soul contract you have signed up for before you incarnate on this earth. And we create our whole blueprint. If you've read Dolores Cannon's books, I'd highly recommend her books as well. I did a book review on Between Death and Life that is written by her. And she also talks about this. You know how sometimes we are so hopeless and we find ourselves just about to give up? You shouldn't do that, because the best literally could be yet to come. You don't know what lessons and experiences you have signed up for. So just wait a while and have patience in the universe. Have patience in your higher self. All of this is really interconnected. And how do prayers help us? Basically, you will be at peace. No matter what material wealth you possess or what position or status may be in your earthly sense, peace of mind can be attained only by being on the godly good path. In this earthly world, a human being goes through lots of ups and downs. However, once prayer is a part of your life, you are activating your subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind helps you understand the very nature of those ups and downs. You will not let a problem crush you, nor will you allow success to bring pride. And your bright vibrations will improve with each prayer, because prayer has a vibration or energy. When you pray, your prayers create positive energy. These positive vibrations have a healing effect on you and those around you. So you are clearing up the negative vibrations that surrounds you. When negative people are around you, their energy affects you and drains you. So be more aware and careful of people with negative energy. If you are fearful, proud, angry, depressed, etc., by nature, you are lowering your own vibration and weakening your spirit. Prayer can help you clear that, because prayer helps to clear the negative energy that surrounds you so that a positive vibration can be built. You do receive protection from the spirit world, and also your ability to judge situations and people also apparently increases every time you pray. Prayer is about you reaching out to your creator. You have to ask for God's guidance and protection. Without asking for it, you will not receive it. Even if something is good for you, you deserve it, and you deserve it. Spirit souls, on the other side, cannot give it to you if you have not asked. You know, it says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. It's so important to ask for guidance and protection from God, because these are very real things. And if you have heard about Dr. Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard, they all say prayers and thoughts are real things. You will build faith, and you can also experience a solution to illnesses. This is so real. Prayer therapy really does work. And if you're more interested in prayer therapy, I will talk about it as guided by Dr. Joseph Murphy. If you pray with faith and sincerity, you will be surprised at its healing power. Medicine is important, but nothing in the earthly world can match the power of a prayer. Make sure that your physical mind is calm and clear, and learn to open your subconscious mind more. This will help you be more receptive. You don't have to pray for hours and hours, this book says. It can be short and sincere. When you wake up in the morning, it is important that you pray before you go to bed, and that is before your feet touch the ground, so that your auric field absorbs the first morning prayer and keeps it for the entire day. This is how you spiritually protect yourself as well. Like Deepa Chopra says, if you don't bathe every day, you will get dirty. Similarly, if you don't motivate yourself every day, if you don't pray every day, you will feel spiritually drained. So I love how this book gives you clear instructions on how you can do this for yourself. And also, by doing it for yourself, you are loving those around you and creating a really positive vibe that will keep them protected and happy. Let me see if I can read one more highlight before I take your leave. Okay. Real happiness, let me see, real happiness comes from true love, nature's beauty, genuine laughter and smiles, not forced as many people do, helping others selflessly and purifying your soul to achieve a higher level. I love this book. I can't stress that enough. You should really read this book in case you haven't. And I will make another video, maybe a couple, on this book because it is full of lessons that you can learn. And if you haven't gotten this book yet, I highly recommend it. I love this book and you will too. I hope you do. I believe you will. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. It's raining outside, it's getting dark, and I'll take a break now. I wish you well and happiness. Thanks once again.